Thanks for tuning into the Adam Carolla Show. You can watch the full show on YouTube. Just search Adam Carolla Show and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can also get the podcast wherever you like to listen. And for extra content, ad-free episodes, and more, you can head over to our Substack and sign up today. Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice, but they're going to mandate you get it on. Lou Diamond Phillips in studio, everybody.
Back again.
Oh, good to see you, my friend.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Gangland is the name of the movie. It's in theaters July 10th. I saw the trailer. It looks compelling and action-fueled and filled as well. Lou makes a good heavy. But then when I was talking to Andrew about your show with Tim Robinson, the chair company, he's like, Lou is so funny in that.
Yay.
And that's what you want. You want to be able to do super funny and super heavy and everything in between.
It's kept me employed.
Yeah.
It's kept me employed, Adam. You know.
Yeah, well, at a certain point in life, I guess it's like a marriage. Whatever the hot new whatever wears off, and then at some point you just have to be a good husband, a good wife, and a good actor, and then you can work.
I've been all three.
Yeah, it is a business that eventually will kick out folks that are the flavor of the day if they don't have ability.
You know, and it's man, I've talked about this ad nauseum. You know, I'm not one of those actors, you know, that is branded as one thing. You know, I mean, you got Cruise, you know, you know Harrison Ford, you know, you go back to John Wayne, Clint Eastwood. You know, they're such bigger than life personas that you know they carry movies and they don't necessarily play character roles. You know?
Right.
And, you know, I come from the theater, the University of Texas at Arlington, where I got a theater degree. And, you know, back then, you know, you do the lead. Sometimes you do, you know, the supporting role. Sometimes you're on the spotlight. You know, the classics, comedy, drama, whatever. And that's how I cut my teeth. And so that's how I've maintained a career because, you know, whatever it is, whether it's something like Gangland, which is a really kind of heavy-duty drama, which is it's very much like Denzel Washington's Training Day, but on a reservation.
Right.
And then, you know, compare that to Chair Company where, I mean, Tim Robinson he is just over the top funny. I mean, it's a bonkers show. It's a bonkers show.
He creates it, wrote it.
Yeah, he created it with Zach Kanan. They met on Saturday Night Live. And it's so funny because it's like, I don't think I'm speaking out of school. You know, Tim sort of failed on Saturday Night Live. His comedy wasn't quite, you know, their cup of tea, and but they loved him as a writer. But when you watch something like, you know, the Chair Company or the shows that he did, you know, You Should Be Leaving, and then the other one that he did, but he's branded his own kind of comedy, and nobody is doing what he's doing out there. Which is really hilarious, and
I think you should leave, sir.
I think you should leave. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I mean, you hang around long enough, you hear everything. You know, I remember talking to a program director of a big radio station in Los Angeles, and many, many, many years ago, well, you'll know it was a long time ago, when they're like, we want you to do a radio show on our station. I said, how about me and my buddy Jimmy Kimmel do one together? Right. Like, he's a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. He's not an in front of the microphone kind of guy. Now, I'll let him produce your show, but I don't want him on your show. So, you know, things change. Time goes by. Like the great Patrick Swayze said in Roadhouse, opinions vary.
Yes.
And also, people get better. You know, not sometimes comedic voices are hard to find at young ages. You know, sometimes you have to kind of mature into that voice a little bit.
Yeah, well, he's hit his groove now, man. You know, and I appreciate the props about being funny, but it's almost like I'm the straight guy. You know, my comedy in it is very dry. You know, the character Jeff, who is his boss, Tim's boss on the show, I don't think he knows he's funny. You know,
right.
Which is what's great about it, because you know I can come at the lines kind of straight ahead and let them speak for themselves. You know, and it's fun. I got to say the process is unlike anything I've ever done. You know, I mean, Tim and Zach are changing things on the spot. I mean, you know, if I was a producer on this, I'd be ripping my hair out because we'll shoot a whole master, and then those guys would go off and huddle with the director, like Andy DeYoung, and come back and go, okay, we're going to change everything. I'd be like, well, we just spent 3 hours doing that, you know?
Yeah.
And now we're going to try it different. But they're right every single time. They're right.
I guess I would reckon, but you would know better than me, although I've made some movies, but just in general. So when you're doing something of a serious nature with serious dialogue in it, you can see on the page how this is going to play.
Yeah.
You can go, you know, your sister's dead. Shelley cries and then says, how? Then sheriff says, I can't talk about it. And they hug. And you kind of go, all right, that I can see how that play out.
Yeah.
Comedy, you write it and you go, all right, this seems funny. And then you hear it and you go, oh, that wasn't good. Like, it didn't play like I wanted it to play. It didn't sound like I wanted it to sound. It didn't land like I wanted it to land. So you have to almost see it.
Yeah.
And then you go, that's not really what I had in my... Let's go huddle and go change things about it.
Which is cool, man. I mean, you know, I've been directing for TV a lot and, you know, obviously written and acted forever. And I would come home from the chair company and my wife would say, how'd it go? And I say, I have no freaking clue.
Right.
You know, I mean, we did it so many different ways. And, you know, there are times in the close-up when you know, Zach would literally stand off camera and go, say this, say that, say this, you know. And it was a great exercise in being really fluid, being able to pivot, not getting too locked into choices, you know, and I mean, a lot of fun. But then I'd come home and I go, you know, it's going to be really fun to watch because I don't know what the hell they're going to do with it.
Yeah, because you have no idea which takes they're going to do. So for you, you grew up in Texas, right?
Yeah, man.
And your mom is Filipino.
Yep.
Your dad's like a dude, right?
Well, he's a Texas guy now.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the character in Gangland, I patterned after a lot of his rhythms and whatnot. You know, they put a real Western spin on this character because it's set on a fictional reservation somewhere in the Midwest. I mean, we actually shot it on Cheyenne Arapaho land in Oklahoma. So, you know, I gave it that texture. But yeah, you know, my dad's one of these guys. Sometimes sounds like Foghorn Leghorn, and you know, just how the hell are you, son? You know, you gonna come down and go fishing sometime?
Was your dad? Look, you know, we're in this new world order where everyone has to tell everyone how much they love them all the time. But I like a dad. I like a doer dad. I like a dad that just wants to do stuff.
Yeah.
And you sounds like your dad did stuff with you when you were young.
Oh, tons, man. I mean, I will forever be grateful to him for it. You know, and you're right. He wasn't one of these touchy-feely, you know, son, I love you, son. I mean, he's that way now. But back in the day, man, it was like, you know, let's go fishing, or he'd come to my, you know, baseball games or, you know, my football games or whatever, and you know, it was that kind of, you know, quiet, you know, support, which was pretty wonderful.
Did you always go by Lou Diamond Phillips?
I was
when you were
born
younger.
I was born Lou Diamond Upchurch. And my biological father was Gerald Upchurch. He passed when I was very young. My mother remarried George Phillips. That's where that came from. And, you know, I think I've told you this story before. I was actually, you know, Lou Diamond is my real name. You know, Gerald read a biography on Gunnery Sergeant Lou Diamond, who was he was a hero of the Pacific Theater during World War II, kind of a Marine, and you know, Gerald liked the name and named me after him. So there have been a few people who have known where I got that moniker.
So Gerald died at a very young age.
Yes.
What age was that?
I'm thinking he was probably in his late 20s. I mean, I never knew the guy. He died before I was like, you know, a year and a half old or something like that.
Did he leave your mom?
No.
He was there.
Yeah.
But you were just too young.
Yes, exactly.
Did he die in some sort of tragedy?
Yeah, it's one of those things that's shrouded in mystery. You know, I got a lot of different versions of what happened. I actually wrote a screenplay about it. You know, maybe one of these days I'll get it produced. But yeah, it was one of those things that was a little mysterious. But that's, you know, that's
Do they think it was suicide?
Yeah.
Because
ultimately, yeah.
There's kind of, I'll tell you what the code for suicide is. I realized when I was looking up some old girl I used to date who moved back to Tennessee, and it turned out she was dead. And whenever you start seeing those tributes, like, she's finally at peace.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah. There's the code.
There is a professional football player named Upchurch.
Yeah. And who knows? We could be related. I mean, it's
I
all
think
my.
he's black. But
Well, my Upchurch family's from Georgia, so you never know, man.
Look up.
You know what I'm saying?
Look up Rick Upchurch. It's a deep part of my mind that remembers obscure NFL names from the 70s. And I'm pretty sure
I knew that name too.
Rick Upchurch played in the NFL.
But
the
Georgia Upchurches have been there for generations, bro.
Really?
So you never know.
Do you hear from that side of the family?
Yeah, I'm still very tight. I'm still very tight with that side of the family. My cousin David is an amazing chocolatier in San Francisco.
A chocolatier?
He is. Yeah, he's gay. So he had to leave Georgia
and go become a chocolatier.
And become a chocolatier in San Francisco.
Oh, is he? Now there's what famous chocolate companies right there on the water's edge? Ghirardelli.
Oh,
yeah.
Are they? Yeah, no, he's much more artisan than that.
They're too big for him.
Yeah. He's very artisanal and sells in local shops, and dark chocolate is his kind of thing. And he's been using.
All sounds like gay code to me.
Well, it is. I know, right?
Rick Upchurch was on the Broncos, 75 to 83, return man, specialist, wide receiver, good stint in the league if you can be there from 75 to 83.
Yeah.
So you got that family, and then you got the Phillips family.
Yep.
You took the Phillips name.
Yes.
Because your mom remarried.
Yep.
A Phillips, and you had that family, and then you have the Phillips family.
Yep.
Too. And then when in La Bamba, I mean, you were young.
24.
And did people come out of the woodwork a little bit when they saw you everywhere?
Pretty massive.
Really?
Yeah. It's and then there's the Filipino side of the family.
Oh, right.
Right. That's the last time I actually had to use a what is it? The pseudonym. An alias was when I did a movie in the Philippines, and I'm probably related to half the island. So yeah,
Filipinos, as described to me by Jon Stewart, and actually declared a fatwa on my life as well for making fun of Filipinos once on this podcast a million years ago. They're very motivated people.
Very emotional. Yeah.
And emotional.
Yeah.
Like, I made fun of Manny Pacquiao, and the island basically put a death warrant on my head. I put a bounty on me. And Manny Pacquiao had to call him off. And I remember I was going, what? Who? What? And then I remember talking. Then I talked to Jon Stewart about it. He's like, do not make fun of it. They're like the Asian version of Scientology from the 90s.
Really?
Like, you mess with them, they're coming for you, bro. You can make fun of other groups. No one really gives a shit, Italians or Germans or something. But you fuck with the Filipinos.
Yeah.
They're coming for you.
Oo talaga, Mr. Never Back Up, Never Give Up. Huh?
Yeah.
Oo.
You say something about one of their own. And here's the problem. If you're from here, you got a broad spectrum of our own.
Yes.
And there's so many of our owns that you could go, well, like you'd think you brought up John Wayne.
Yeah.
But my mom and my grandmother hated John Wayne because they didn't like his politics.
Yeah.
So you could say whatever you wanted about John Wayne in front of my grandma and my mom. The worse, the better for them. But that's not Manny Pacquiao in the Philippines.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot to choose from. They got Manny, and then I guess
and then a lot of other corrupt politicians.
There's like Imelda Marcos,
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I love the big scandal was how many shoes she had.
Huge. Yeah.
Huge amount of shoes.
Yeah, 2,000 pair or something crazy like that. I mean, what a legacy,
But it was kind of pre-Elon Musk. Like, he's a trillionaire. What does he need a trillion? It was back when they go, why does she need all those shoes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's been going on for a while.
It has, but we've gotten to a place now where that would actually be platformed and elevated as a really good thing.
Lots of shoes?
Yeah, don't you think?
I don't think it would draw the ire anymore if you just said a lot of people have a lot of shoes. We don't seem, or this person who's running for Senate's got too many shoes. Actually, there's a whole sneaker culture, and everyone kind of the joke of women having shoes. Imelda Marcos was just before her time.
Yeah, she was a trailblazer.
Now, she was, so are the Philippines, I cannot figure out the Philippines. Everyone seems incredibly nice.
Yeah, they are.
Very nice.
That's a national sort of, personality.
Yeah, people.
Unless you pick on one of them and they're going to take you out at the knees.
That's right.
You're tall. It'd be easy for them.
I mean, like, groups are sort of like breeds of dogs. There's some that look a little more laid back, others a little more aggressive, others seem to be friendly, better around kids, better nurses, things like that. And so the Filipino people seem super friendly and super nice, but then on the other hand, there's tons of corruption. Is that because they're sort of easily taken advantage of, or their trusting culture, or what do you think that is?
No, I don't know, man. I haven't lived there for God knows how long. Last time I was back was 2004. And I got a lovely presidential citation from Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, who was the president at the time and not accused of corruption, but that whole system now is one that I'm not familiar with. As far as a national personality goes, I mean the warmth, the kindness, the compassion, very very family oriented, very community oriented, service oriented. I mean, like you said, I mean probably more nurses per capita as far as families go.
Oh yeah,
there were like 4 nurses in my family.
Really?
Yeah. So
it's definitely a job, but Latin guys out here, they all bring their sons on the construction site. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've seen it. They bring them when they're 11, 12 years old. By the time they're 17, they're journeyman electricians, right. And they're driving a van, and they get into that business, you know? And on one hand, it's good. On the other hand, you kind of want to be on the job site, then you want your son to be a doctor.
Yeah.
But you don't want him to be slinging stucco all day, too. But it's good that you bring him on and teach him a trade. But at some point, you got to push him out and into some white-collar world.
I think we're seeing that an awful lot, especially here. Second-generation people like me, and even mixed-race, people like myself. But education is huge over there. I mean, as far as people who are, internet savvy, I mean, the Philippines. I mean, they had a whole coup, that was done, over TikTok or something, a few years back. So they're very internet savvy, but at the same time, you're seeing, like in a lot of other countries, this incredible. Range of wealth. You have the incredibly wealthy and the very powerful, and then you got a lot of people who are poverty level or below, whatever that is. And so I think that is what allows for corruption to happen, because there is not a sort of widespread network that is being a system of checks and balances. And it's always amazed me. I think that the Philippines is very much a crossroads, because you not only have, the Pacific Islander influence, you have the Asian influence, and then the Spanish influence, and it's a confluence of all of those things. And so therefore is, the different sets of DNA are there as well.
Did your mom cook Filipino food?
Huge, massive. She taught me how to cook.
Did she get your dad into it?
Yeah, but I mean, she also. It's so funny because she spent so much time in Georgia. Even George, We were stationed in Georgia. We were stationed in Florida, Texas, all of that stuff.
Oh, your stepdad in the military, or dad, or whatever.
She became very Americanized. You know, she was more apt to cook fried chicken than she was adobo. You know, she'd do it for me on occasion and rolled a lumpia and all that good stuff. But man, she could make a mean fried chicken or some great greens, and she was an amazing cook. She really was.
Did she do sandwiches?
Not good at sandwiches.
What?
No. She was I'd see all the other kids with the really nice sandwiches that had like lettuce and tomato and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I had a piece of frickin' pimento loaf and some mayonnaise and 2 pieces of bread. That was the extent of her.
People have no idea what used to pass for meat.
Yeah.
There's bologna. There's pimento loaf. There was Armour potted meat or whatever. There was a...
No, you have to understand that Spam is a big deal and still is.
Oh, yeah.
In Hawaii and the Philippines. I mean, there was a bunch of that in my childhood.
That was my greatest moment. What was that called? Armour meat? It was a can.
There it is. Potted meat.
Potted meat. It was a can of meat. God knows what was it. Liverwurst?
And then
my dad did a lot of liverwurst.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck with the liverwurst and the pimento loaf and the potted meat? Like, there was no such thing as you just buying sliced smoked turkey.
No. That's a big deal now.
Everything was, I'll put it to you this way. Everything, to use a construction term, everything would have been plywood and there was no oak.
Yeah.
It was all put together.
Yeah.
There was no just... Also, nobody figured out that people could slice cheese in advance of you buying a block of cheese.
Yeah.
Now you can just go buy some sliced cheese, buy some sliced up turkey breast, and then make a beautiful sandwich on your own. No, we had blocks of cheese and potted meat.
Well, it was that post 50s mentality where it's like these are time savers. You open up the pot of meat and and the canned vegetables and you didn't have to do all that prep. You didn't have to do all that washing. You just plop it out of the can and there it was.
One of my greatest memories was when Jimmy and I were in Hawaii and we were golfing, and Jimmy goes, the reason Hawaiians, they like Spam so much. They go because they used to be cannibals, and they like the taste of flesh. And I go, really?
Wow.
And he goes, oh yeah. And I go, that's a thing? And he goes, oh yeah. And then so we had like the Hawaiian.
Are we saying that people taste like Spam? Is that what we're saying?
I don't know. It's like,
and what part of a person? Is it the ass?
Green.
Is it the ass?
Well,
that
I think it all kind of gets put in that canned ham thing. I think it all goes into the potted meat thing. So I go, really? That's a thing? He goes, oh yeah, watch this. And then we said to some local guy, he goes, hey, isn't it true that you guys like Spam because it tastes like human and like you guys used to be cannibals? And the guy's like, what? And he goes, that thing? And he's like, huh? And I was like, I love those moments. Many years ago, I said to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I go, you're so tall. And he goes, yeah. I go, you ever think about the fact that you never see like real old dudes that are over like 6'4"? And he goes, what? And I go, like old dudes. You don't see like super tall old dudes.
Yeah.
He's like, huh? And I'm like, you had to have heard of this, right? And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, shit. I wish I'd brought up cannibalism instead.
Right. No, and you're a tall dude, so,
The cutoff is like, you don't see old dudes taller than like 6'6".
Yeah.
And it's weird when you do. I was in the Vegas airport once and I saw Bill Russell.
Right.
And it's like a 7-foot, 81-year-old guy. And it is such a freaky thing to see because
they start looking like wizards.
Yeah. Short guys. There's a sweet spot for height and longevity. And that's like 5'9 3/4" or something. It ain't over.
Is that like a wartime thing? Don't put your head up. Is that it? If you're low,
could be getting shot at, sticking out a foxhole. I don't know, maybe it's circulation or something. I don't like your extremities are too far from your heart. Maybe it's a lifestyle thing. The tall guys are getting laid. They're out at the bars. They're having a good time. The short guys.
Well, according to Wilt, yeah, you're getting laid a lot.
Jesus Christ. What was his number?
I don't know. My sports trivia, I would suck at Jeopardy.
No, I mean the number of women he bedded.
Oh, that. I thought you were talking about his jersey number.
I know. I'm basing it on
didn't
50,000?
Something crazy because Charlie Sheen was like, I've done the math. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, because it literally comes up to like 6 times a day. I mean, you don't even have time for lunch.
You must have done movies with Charlie Sheen, right?
I did Young Guns with Charlie, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I knew it had to happen.
Absolutely. Love him. Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. Charlie's Charlie. Charlie, and Charlie is, what you see is what you get. And,
yes.
And he is nothing but honest about that.
Yes. And now seems to be in some good place in his life.
Yeah.
Did you see his doc?
I did not. I probably should.
It's really good.
Yeah.
20,000 is what Wilt claims.
Wow.
Now,
That's still a lot.
My son told me, and somebody can look this up, and maybe there's even a picture of it, but Wilt Chamberlain, who by the way, they're tall guys in the NBA, but he was tall and built.
Yeah.
Like he was a big dude, not just a tall dude. It wasn't Wemby kind of long. He was
lanky,
brick shithouse kind of guy. My son told me that somebody put a quarter on top of the backboard, and he jumped up and snatched a quarter from on top of the backboard.
That's a good story.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
Semi-believable, but I was like, you got to really get up above that rim to get that.
Like, first of all, he's tall, and then and then you got to look at his wingspan, and it's not unbelievable that he would have an amazing vertical leap. So
let's see, Young Guns. Emilio was in that,
yep.
Right? Oh God, who else?
The first one was Emilio, Kiefer, Charlie, myself, Dermot Mulroney, and Casey Shamashko.
Casey Shamashko.
Yeah,
I don't know that name.
It's God
I know
love
all
him.
the rest of them.
He's kind of like dropped off the face of the earth. I mean, he did. He was in Stand By Me with Kiefer. He did a pretty fantastic film called High Noon.
Oh, 3 o'clock high.
Is that 3?
Yes,
3 o'clock
yes.
high, not High Noon. That was Gary
That's
Cooper.
Right.
I think he owns some buildings in New York. I think he owns a couple of clubs. I think that he just decided that that thing was more appealing to him.
Well, I get it, because it is a business where you have to just constantly push and put yourself out there. And I tell people all the time, it's sort of like show business is like you're trained, you're going 100 miles an hour, and you have to keep throwing track out in front. You have to keep constantly throw track. And if you stop throwing track for a period of time, you just run out of track and you derail. And there's so many of those names where you just go, what happened to that guy or that girl? And then there's the ones that just keep throwing that track. But, getting back to you and not being flavor of the week, I was thinking about it when, like, if you just are known as the bad boy or the tough guy or the crazy neighbor or the funny sidekick or whatever, stuff does dry up. At a certain point, you kind of age out of it or whatever. But if you can just play the heavy and then play the funny boss and play the criminal and the cop the next go round, you can always work. But you'll never, I shouldn't say never, but you oftentimes don't have that kind of career where you're the hottest guy in town for that period of time. You're just the guy who works all the time.
Yeah, and it's sort of embracing that and understanding that. But even Nicholson himself said, your career's like a roller coaster. You're going to have highs and lows. And there was a moment, back then. when my first 3 films in Hollywood were La Bamba, Stand and Deliver, and Young Guns, in a row.
Yeah.
And so it was the understanding, not too many years after that is just not sustainable.
Yeah.
Like you said, I mean, you can't be flavor of the month, for more than a month. And after that, it was literally about, building a career and incredibly proud of the fact that here I am. It's it's coming up on 40 years, the 40-year anniversary of La Bamba.
Yeah,
seriously, and American Pachuco, by the way, the Legend of Luis Valdez is a documentary that's going to be out and about in a lot of places. Premiered at Sundance, and you get to see the behind the scenes stuff of my auditions, in that.
Right.
And I got interviewed for that, but I mean, once again, that just gives you perspective where it's like. I'm thrilled that I wasn't a one-trick pony, but that I'm continuing to get the kind of work that's fun and challenging and different. I mean, going from the comedy of the Chair Company to something that has as much gravitas as Gangland, and I just finished a miniseries that I did with Shailene Woodley and Lindsay Lohan, Kit Harington, Catherine Lanasa, last year's Emmy winner from The Pit. I get to be her boyfriend, so I'm a love interest at my age.
Where's
too.
that going to be?
That's going to be on Hulu in spring of 27.
Yeah, it's now. So here's a question, and it's kind of interesting because the first show I did was Loveline, and it was supposed to be a syndicated late night show, and it was cleared in 95% of the country, and blah blah blah. And at the last second, they pulled the plug, and then it got picked up by MTV, and it was successful. And then the next show I did was The Man Show, and that was a pilot for ABC, believe it or not.
Wow.
And they were all into it, and they're literally like, get ready to go to New York for the upfronts the next day. And the next day, no upfronts. And it gets dropped. And then Comedy Central picks it up, and it's very successful on Comedy Central. So I got used to, like, if a show drops, don't worry, someone else will just pick it up, and it'll be a huge success. That hasn't happened in a while. But that happened at the beginning, so it's kind of weird. It's tough sometimes when you get used to. It's pretty easy when the way that
safety net somewhere
seemed to happen, and then you can run into pitching shows that never see the light of day. But it is now. So I guess the question for you is: do you wake up every day and kind of go, I got to prove it all over again? Or is there, it could be driven by an insecurity where you go, man, this business will chew you up and spit you out. And every day I got to just get out and pedal that bike, man, and let everyone know I can do this.
No, hit the bricks, 100%. I discovered in the early 90s that there's no such thing as tenure. You know what I mean? I'd become an offer-only actor, right?
Right.
And then, but I was seeing, films, that I thought I should have been in, roles that I thought I could have played.
Right.
And I realized, no, man, you got to hit the bricks. I mean, there's a great saying, Europe celebrates you for your greatest work. America celebrates you for your latest work. And with the industry contracting the way it is, the level of competition is ridiculous. About 10 years ago, they say, "Oh, Lou, you're on the short list for this or whatever," and then I find out that I'm on the short list with Kiefer and Forrest Whitaker or whomever,
Right.
And usually that's the case. It's like, all right, white dude, me, African American dude,
right?
And the only way you're going to win those roles, because you're not going to outact, I'm not going to outact my peers. I mean, there's a bunch of people I respect and admire, is to go in the room, swallow your pride, and fight for it.
Yeah.
And once I embraced that and once I accepted that, it's like, okay, what do I got to do? I can't be precious and just wait for it to come to me. I got to go after it, and that's become more true today when there is less content being, and I hate the word content, but the less projects are being made, fewer television shows, and they want name actors through number 6 on the call sheet.
Right.
So it's incredibly competitive, and you do have to go out and you do have to. And yeah, there's a certain amount of resentment sometimes. It's like, Jesus Christ, how many times do I have to prove myself? How about you just look at my reel? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you want me to come in and read for yet another cop role? You know?
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, the beauty of it is something like Gangland comes to me. You know?
Right.
I still don't know who thought of me for the chair company, but that was an offer. It's like, who in the world thought that because it's such outside the box thinking. It's like when I first read the script, I said, well, I would have cast James Spader. But, it's like somebody thought of me, and thank God they did.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Yeah. O'Reilly. They're in the business of keeping your car on the road. There are not many car issues I can't figure out, but if I'm ever stumped, I call O'Reilly immediately. They've got thousands of parts in stock, either in the store or online. And you don't have to worry if you're in a jam. They'll fix you up. They'll also test your battery for free. And if it needs to be replaced, they'll help you find the right one. Whether you're a car aficionado or an auto novice, you'll see the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are helpful and friendly. O'Reilly is your one-stop shop for all things auto. Do it yourself. It is O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right, Dawson?
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit us at O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam.
At Marathon gas stations, every stop is the start of fun, like the awesome fuel savings you're going to get with Marathon Rewards. Join Marathon Rewards today and start earning rewards on every gallon of gas. You can redeem rewards at any time, saving up to $1 per gallon. Well, that adds up. And don't forget, Marathon stations are packed with all the conveniences you need to stock up on, to live life on the go. Marathon, where the fun runs on full. Available at participating Marathon locations. Terms and conditions apply. See marathonrewards.com for detail. I guess part of the genius of the guys that are really good who make TV shows and films and stuff, it's like Tarantino's like, what's John Travolta been up to? And it's like, John Travolta? Oh, yeah, let's get John Travolta in that role. It's like, what?
Yeah.
No, what are you talking about? Like, that there's a certain, the genius you see in the script of Pulp Fiction, but you also figuring out Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta and putting them in the same car for long periods of time.
Amazing.
It's amazing, but you think about John Travolta in, 1993 or something, like, Look Who's Talking 5 or whatever. I mean, not the guy you'd think for that role coming off the guy who did Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
So there's a kind of a genius in that.
And you hope, you hope that that it's out there in the zeitgeist, and that there are people, like my director Vincent Grashaw, who I was his first choice, and by the way, it's very funny because the movie is set on a reservation. I don't play native. We actually mention in the film that I'm part Filipino, and that I'm an outsider. So it actually creates a pretty cool dynamic.
That'd be the first time you've been outed as part Filipino on the screen?
No. There's a few. Prodigal Son, an episode that we did not get to shoot during the pandemic, and I got to change the last name of the character to Arroyo. And I'd mentioned Gloria Macapagal Arroyo before. I floated that to the producers and said, can I have a last name that could be Spanish but is actually Filipino? And they loved the idea, and so there's that. And then I was in Joe Coy's movie Easter Sunday playing myself.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah, it was like, OG Pinoy. That was me,
I forgot about Joe Coy, the Filipino. Yeah. God, when he does that accent, it cracks me up.
Oh, but it's so accurate. I mean, it's the thing, Josep.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny. It's like in comedy, it's like an unfair advantage to just have that gun in a knife fight kind of thing. All the boring white guys are just feverishly trying to think of the next good joke, and all you got to do is drop into your mom's accent, and the whole room will light up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Nicest guy in the world, too.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I adore him.
So I was looking down at my list here, and it made me think of something, which is there's a story that came out. I'll hit you. And by the way, the quarter on top of the backboard is a myth that never happened with Wilt Chamberlain. That I was telling my son when he was 11. He was telling me that story. I was like, I can't see the top of the back. I can see a reach and getting over there, but I don't know the top of the backboard.
Yeah,
He's like,
right.
and I was arguing with him because I couldn't picture it. Anyway, myth. The story, and this reminds me of something that I used to say all the time, which was the California business grants. So we do this thing in California where we're only giving business grants to LGBT-run businesses or whatever, which now is going to cause. Well, first off, now we have to figure out a way to substantiate that you're an that the owner of the company is gay. Mm-hmm. But then it's going to then cause a lot of people just to say they're gay to get the contracts with the whatever. But then I was thinking about it. You know, there is the gay games, and oh yeah.
Oh, I'm not.
You don't
sure
know the
I
gay
about
games?
These. No.
Oh,
no.
okay. This
Does it have Greek ancestry as well, like the Olympics?
They wrestle nude.
Yeah.
I bet your chocolatier first cousin would have a pretty good head on these, pardon the pun, on these gay games.
He's not an athletic dude. He's an intellectual.
The gay games, I is it every 4 years? I don't know when it is. But once again, how do you know, how do we know you're gay? You could get into, here's what I'm saying. Let's say they had boxing in the gay games.
Okay.
And you wanted to gay bash legally.
Wow.
And you were just some
that's a
straight
long
dude.
walk, Adam.
Well, I got to think about these things.
I understand.
I'm like one of those guys, when the FBI comes to
Right.
like a fiction writer, and they go, how would the terrorists come at us?
Yeah,
Well, you tell us. Use your fertile mind to come up with an idea about the next terrorist attack. That's what they do with me in the gay games. Every 4 years, they have the gay games.
Okay.
Where are they going to be next year? And
so this is really
a
the thing.
Oh,
I don't know how I missed this.
Well, it's been going on for a while because I figured out that you could legally gay bash by just saying you were gay and then beating up gay guys in the ring.
If you can think of it, it's occurred to somebody. So yeah, or it's already happened. I mean, what are the events?
We're going to find out. The next gay games is in 10 days, so there's time to get in shape.
That's exciting.
It's in Valencia, Spain.
Oh wow,
It's
lovely.
worldwide.
Orange throwing, maybe.
I got to find out. I want to know what the Olympics. All right, so they got crew. They got rowing.
Nice. That's good.
They got looks like track and field, aquatic swimming, sports, volleyball.
Cheerleading is an event. That's fantastic. That seems like a natural.
They got diving. They have fencing.
Dance sport, I see. Dance sport.
Sport. Do they have boxing? They got the ice skating. They got football, golf, martial arts. Go in there and throw a karate chop at a gay guy. What is the gay vetting process, though? That's kind of what I'm saying. Are we taking everyone's name? What's to stop some country from putting together some all-star crew team of non-gays and having them enter the gay Olympics
now,
and
that
win?
certainly seems like something Russia would do.
Russia would do that.
Because they're so anti-gay, but to get into the games, would they put together, a team of spoilers? And make a accommodation for an actual gay team.
I've got your next big role.
Do you really?
I do.
Listen, comrade, here's what I'm going to say to you.
Not the gay games. No.
Oh no, really? That's a shame.
This is gonna be better.
I wanted to be the Russian gay games coach.
Are you ready?
Why not could I do this?
That's good.
Well, thank you.
But this one, no accent necessary.
Oh, fabulous.
Are you
Always
ready?
Good. Yeah.
You are a contestant in season 3 of Is It Cake?
I love Is It Cake. I've
love that
watched,
show?
I've seen that show. That's a great show.
You're a contestant.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So it's
Not one of the judges. I have to bake. No, I'm not. My wife is the baker. She's an amazing baker. I'm a great cook.
We'll use stunt bakers.
Okay.
For you, we'll do close-ups of their hands putting frosting on, and then cut back to you smiling.
That's great. Okay, good.
Right.
I like that.
All right. So lights up.
Piping. It would be calling
Piping, right.
Yeah, piping.
Lights up. It's you.
Yeah.
And you're in your small Chicago apartment.
Okay.
And you're with your daughter, your teenage daughter.
Yeah.
And she's watching Is It Cake?
Yeah.
And you're standing in the kitchen behind her, and you clearly know what you're doing. You're baking and doing something amazing. We see the picture of the wife that passed away.
Okay.
You both miss her.
Wow.
It's your daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
And it's her 17th birthday, and you've made her an amazing, exquisite cake, right? And she's
Are we
like,
seeing teardrops in the fondant?
it's raining outside, and it's like, I wish Mom was here
Yeah.
for this, and
Yeah.
this is her favorite cake. And your daughter goes, you know, Dad, you should try out for Is It Cake? You're just as good as these people. And you're like, come on, honey, you know I can't do whatever. But it turns out you enter season 3,
Nice.
and you win season 3.
This is feeling like a Stallone over the top kind
It's got
of
elements
thing.
of that.
Yeah,
Elements
I can see.
of that.
Do I get any cool name like Lincoln Hawk?
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'll tell you what we'll call you.
Okay.
Named after an MLB player for Philadelphia, Bake McBride.
Bake McBride. I love it.
Bake McBride is your name.
Bake McBride. I love it.
He played professional baseball, by the way.
Wow.
Did you guys
Nice.
know that? Bake McBride.
See, that's a Stallone-worthy name.
Right. So we give you a name, Bake McBride. You just won season 3.
It was season 3.
Yeah, you're going to do it. It's going to be
Like
Lou
me?
Diamond Phillips.
Oh,
so,
okay, right.
Yeah, but that's funny.
I kind of wanted to be Stallone.
And you're coming home to celebrate with your daughter.
Yeah.
And you go to open the door of the apartment, and the door just pushes open. After someone
Oh, no.
kicked open the door.
Yeah.
You look around, daughter's gone.
Wow.
Daughter's gone. They got your daughter. And there's a note. Do not contact the police. Don't, all this stuff. You know who you are.
This is a Liam Neeson taken
Yeah.
kind of thing, too. Okay, I'm that guy now. I can be that guy.
Is it taken or is it caken?
Or bacon.
Or So you go meet with this group,
Yeah.
and they represent a terrorist organization.
Okay.
And they explain to you that the FAA, you cannot bring any liquids on that flight.
But the baked goods.
But you want to bring a pan of lasagna.
Yeah.
That'll go right through security.
Yeah.
You put enough C4 in that bun cake, it'll take out a commercial airliner.
Yeah, you don't want to heat that up in the microwave, no.
No, and you can make this C4 plastic explosive look exactly
Like
like
a cake.
German chocolate cake.
That's fantastic.
And a big wedge of German chocolate C4 blow a 757 right out of the sky.
Well, this is
And
feeling
then
Michael Bayish.
You
We should pitch-
you go right through security. I just brought a big thing of Thai food back. I'm from Portland. It's like, it was like 3 pounds in a Tupperware. It was just right in my suitcase. Just go right through. You have half a Pepsi. You got to throw that out.
Yeah.
You have half a Poland spring water with a little spittle at the bottom. You got to toss that thing.
Yeah.
But you can travel with a brick of lasagna.
That's excellent.
So they get
As
hold
long
of
as
you.
it's in Tupperware.
Now you have to think sort of, now you want your daughter back.
Yeah.
You better play ball.
Yeah.
And they know you're skilled. Now there's a little Iron Man to it.
Okay.
They lock you up. They say, you got to do this. They keep bringing you, say, I need this ingredient. I need that ingredient. And slicing the C4 very thinly.
Nice.
Doing that whole
Like on a
thing.
mandolin.
Yeah. And at some point, the guard comes in. He's like looking through the window. And he's asleep. And he's like, wake up, you get to work. He's like, he's sleeping. Opens the door, grabs you, goes, get up. Turns out your head's made out of cake.
That's it.
Out of cake. Falls on the ground. The guy's like, what?
Fantastic.
You drop from the ceiling.
Boom.
Spatula.
Yeah.
Pop.
Nice.
Bam. Down. Now
yeah.
it's one man having to get his daughter back.
Yeah.
Race against time.
I'm in. I'm so in.
Are you in on this?
Oh, 100%. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
somebody's going to do this. I hate to say it, but
Lou Diamond Phillips turns up the temperature.
That's right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot you fight. Like there's just scenes with a lot of utensils.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Whisks,
a lot of yeah.
and spatulas.
Yeah, piping bags.
Piping bags swinging around.
I like it.
Yeah. Shoving a guy's head in an oven and turning it to 475.
Or like in weapons, I take, like the mandolin and like just start, shaving a guy's cheek.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So now you got to find your daughter.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You fooled the guard. You got out.
Wow. You put some thought into this.
I gave it a lot of thought when I was traveling to Portland with food.
Have you pitched this to anybody else? Obviously, there's other people out there that could. I mean, it's kind of a John Wick kind of a thing.
I'm making the offer to you. I'm not.
Okay.
This isn't.
It's about accessibility. I happen to be sitting here.
There's an accessibility and a proximity. Part of this pitch. But listen, I know you. We don't need to do a chemistry test.
No, not at all, my friend.
I've seen your reel. You do amazing work. Yeah. So your name is Bake McBride.
Bake McBride.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smelling franchise.
Oh, we do more than one of these.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Let me pitch you another one.
Okay.
Are you ready? This is another one for your character.
All right.
All right.
Is this Bake McBride again? Is this the sequel?
No, new character.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Why do I need an agent? I've got Adam Carolla, yeah.
You're a long snapper. You're an NFL long snapper.
Okay.
A lot of years in the league.
Yeah.
That's a job in the NFL you can hang on to. There's guys that are like 40,
I'm not even
41.
sure I can touch my toes anymore, Adam. So this role might, you might need the young Lou Diamond Phillips for this
Stunt snapper.
Okay.
Just like we'll get Stunt Baker.
Got it.
So you've been retired from the league for over a decade.
Yeah.
But you're a great long snapper in your day. One of the best.
Long snapper!
Now, there is a story where I believe the Rams, look this thing up. The Rams in like 79 were going to the Super Bowl, and their long snapper got injured, and their coach literally got a guy who was on his college team, who was a long snapper, who was never in the league, and said, I know you don't play football anymore, but you're going to come play in the Super Bowl or whatever. You're doing the long snapping. So there's precedent here, right?
Yeah.
The long snapper is the lowest paid guy on the team. He's getting the league minimum.
He gets the least amount of game time.
And he's getting paid 83, not 79. Oh, playoffs, yeah. So the long snapper's he's getting paid the least. Okay. The mob abducts your daughter, and they got her.
I'm seeing a theme here.
And you're going
Yeah.
to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And they're like, listen, we need one bad snap on a field goal and one punt bad snap over the punter's head. That's all we need.
Right. And my daughter lives.
Yeah, that's going to be, by the way, when you're gambling on the Super Bowl, if you knew there's going to be a snap over the punter's head and a bad one, bouncing back one for a field goal, you can shave 10 points right there.
Yeah.
That's a game changer. And no one will ever accuse you of doing it. They can't see it. It's a bad snap. You had a bad day.
Yeah.
No one will think you did on purpose. And they'll never, it's not like you make a bad punt snap and they replace you. They don't have anyone to replace you.
Well, at my age, I could actually claim, a head rush, too much blood going to my head.
That's right.
Bending over that far, So I got dizzy. I don't know what happened.
Gil Haskell called up Mike McDonald, a former USC long snapper who was playing, I don't know, gold or whatever, hadn't touched a football in years. He was playing golf.
Wow. And
brought him in to the NFL to play a playoff game. It's a snapper. The guy knew he was. So they have your daughter, right?
Yeah.
And you were a great long snapper.
Maybe I could be named, Butch Long.
Right.
Yeah, Butch Long, and he's a long snapper.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
There's your
Butch
title
Long.
right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So Butch Long is a long snapper, And the mafia needs 2 to 3 bad snaps in this Super Bowl, and they're betting a bundle. And they have your daughter, and they're watching you.
And by the way, that is that's one of the judging criteria at the gay games is 3 bad snaps. It's like
3 bad snaps.
Yeah.
Men who review movies or whatever that show was.
Yeah, exactly.
So, at some point during a pivotal Act 3, you're lined up over the ball. You see the mafia kingpin guy standing on the sideline watching, and you're like, this is the one that's supposed to go over the punter's head.
Yeah.
And everyone's wondering, are you going to do the right thing?
Yeah.
Got your teammates, all that. Everyone's slow motion, you starting to snap the ball, people moving on the ball. We see that you pivoted and snapped it at the mafia guy, taking him out on the sideline like a sniper.
Such a good snapper that he can just drill him.
Drilled that dude on the sideline, man.
Nice.
Took that dude out.
Yeah.
That's when you make your move. Just like Bake McBride. Once the guard comes in and we see that you've been made head and shoulders made out of cake.
Yeah.
That's your move.
That's it. I don't know which one I like more. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
I'm also making a gay remake of Ghost.
Oh, can I be in that one?
You could be the gay ghost.
Yes, I like it.
And we're keeping the Potter scene in.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. The Potter's wheel. Exactly. Who would you put me with?
Well, me.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh,
you forget I can act.
Yes. Now, you have longer arms than me. Are you behind me and I'm to me
We're going
in
to
this
do a
one?
straighter version where it's not a potter's wheel, it's an orbital sander, and I'm not using it right, and you come behind me and help me grip the orbital. You know, I'm going
I like it, hand on your hand.
Yeah. Random orbital.
I love it. And the clouds of dust backlit, you know.
Dust, backlit dust. Always the best.
Great.
Always the best.
And we have on goggles. That's fantastic. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, no mask, though. Yeah, I want to see that emotion.
Oh, my love, my darling, I hunger for your touch. A long, lonely time.
In time. The Righteous Brothers. That's the greatest.
Yep.
That song.
Best song ever. Yep.
You ever see that song live? It's incredible what those Righteous Brothers could do.
Those guys have pipes.
They have pipes, man.
I think the one who still sings it can still sing it, which is sort of amazing.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think he did a Vegas thing not too long ago, so yeah.
One of the Righteous Brothers passed quite a long time ago in like a hotel room, kind of eve of the show, kind of drugs involved guy.
Yeah, that's kind of a classic demise, isn't it?
It is. It's also kind of a weird, I mean, I guess you'd like to go like Jim Morrison in the bathtub, but you don't want somebody from the venue going, where is this guy? Go get him in his hotel room. You know?
That's not an image you want to leave with the maid.
The Righteous Brothers, people should get into the Righteous Brothers, who basically got their name by just guys listen to him sing, going, man, you're righteous, brother.
Righteous, brother. Is that how it happened?
Yes.
That's excellent. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bobby Hatfield died in 2003.
Wow.
Cocaine.
Wow.
How'd you do with drugs in Hollywood through that whole period?
I didn't, man. I was a chicken shit. I smoked pot a couple of times back then. It just put me to sleep, and so coke was never even an issue for me. I've never done it. Seen it a time or two, but it wasn't my bag, And
you made it through all the Me Too stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Well, you kind of laugh, but you have to really think about the burden.
Yeah.
Like you go, all right, look. They're guys who just like drugs, and they're addicted to drugs or alcohol or whatever, and they get into trouble and they ruin their careers. And then they're guys who just love getting laid.
Yeah.
And they're married, they got kids, but they're back in Tennessee, and I'm out here, and my secretary's hot. And it's an addiction that can ruin your life. Like, look, you take a guy. I'm not making light of this. I'm saying, like, if you're a dude who is attracted to 10-year-olds, it's going to ruin you.
Yeah.
You'll be ruined.
Yeah.
And those guys deserve to be in prison, but it's not like I'm doing it through willpower. I have no interest in young people whatsoever.
Yeah,
but if you're interested, you're interested. And there's a lot of guys whose careers just have completely went down the drain because they're just pussy hounds. And we sort of blame them kind of morally, but the reality is that's what they wanted. Like, that was in them bad.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
and it's a gift not to have it be in you. Like, it's a gift. Like, the drugs, just like, I'm not into it.
Yeah,
I didn't like
exactly,
it.
yeah.
Charlie Sheen, first time he smoked crack, he lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, loved it.
You'd smoke crack, you'd throw up and you go, I'm not going to do that again.
Exactly.
And then we want to blame Charlie Sheen, but he just lit up.
That's his body's chemistry or whatever. But I mean, that's the other thing too about, as they say, absolute power corrupts absolutely. People say, success made somebody an asshole. No, all it did is it amplified, what was already there, and you now have you
have access.
Access in an ecosystem that's not going to say no to you. And now you got money.
Yes.
And now you got, a certain amount of fame and power. So all these things that are now at your fingertips, the wherewithal to abuse them is it's pretty high, and so it's difficult for people with addictive personalities or personalities that can obsess over something like that, and it's like Diddy, man, it's just you just keep escalating, and all of a sudden you got how many freaking bottles of baby oil? It's just
Well, not having that gene is nice.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But, is it a gene? But is it also, nurture versus nature? I mean, how were you raised? What's your moral compass? What is what's your moral code? And for me, fortunately, we talked about it. I was 24 years old, when La Bamba came along, and worked as I flipped burgers, man. I swept floors, I mopped floors, I drove, all of that stuff. Military kid, strict father, growing up in the South with some manners. My moral compass was pretty locked in by the time I got to Hollywood.
Yeah, I get it, and I'm trying to think, but in a weird way, sort of like gay in the gay games, it's like that's just what that guy does. I mean, he likes it. He's attracted to men. And there was a time when we did a lot of judging, like, hey, knock it off or don't make that decision. But it's like, that's just who they kind of who they are. And
I think people have a hard time wrapping. Some people have a hard time wrapping their head around. It's like, no, that's who they are. That is part of their being. It isn't trained. It isn't taught. It isn't learned. It isn't acquired.
And the guys I know who just love pussy are kind of that. They just love it, and they're always, that's who they are. And then they get into trouble at some point, and it'll ruin you as fast as drugs, maybe even faster.
It's interesting too, because if you get used to a certain thing, then you have these expectations, and then you become entitled about it, then you become arrogant about it. And so when somebody has success and has fame, and you're getting the pussy thrown at you, you're just sort of expecting that everybody's going to do that, and that you have the right to take advantage of that. And along comes a movement which says, no, you can't do that anymore.
I tell people all the time when they judge, I go, look, you find, in terms of having pussy thrown at you, it's one thing to find a wallet with money in it and an ID and return it to lost and found. But what if you find cash? Most people just put that in their pocket. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of dudes can go out and not cheat.
Yeah.
But a lot of dudes don't have it being thrown at them.
Yeah.
And the thrown at part is like the cash. That's where it really takes the fortitude to go, I'm going to hand this $50 bill in and not put it in my pocket.
Pardon me, I think you dropped your pussy, and I would like to return it to you.
My mom made me turn in a $50 bill that I found at the Cherry Hill Mall when I was like 6.
Look at you.
A loose bill. So we're going to turn that in.
Good for your mom. See?
Yes.
Now there you go. That's what I'm saying. You were given, a moral choice and remembered that.
We're going to turn that money in. And the guy at the Lost and Found must have thought we were insane. He was like, okay, I'll hang on to this $50.
For you, yeah.
For you. And then if nobody claims it in a week, it's yours. And I went home and waited that week. It was the longest week of my life. And it literally, you got to think, some of this stuff feels like a dream. At some point, a poor black cleaning woman reclaimed it.
Yay.
Got her $50 back that she dropped at the Cherry Hill Mall, came to our house and said, I can't believe somebody turned in this $50 bill. She was a black cleaning lady in the 70s. There's a lot of money to her.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm going to offer you up this finder's fee, a reward. I was like, okay. And so I think my $50 got reduced to $5, which I kind of got the whole morality of it.
But it was $5 you didn't have before.
That is true. But then my mom pissed me off because she goes, you got to split that with your sister. And I was like, what? That bitch didn't have anything to do with this. She wasn't even there. Split it with your sister. Now, the only part my mom screwed up in that whole equation is she should have given my sister $5 and let me keep my $5.
I see it your
or
way.
give her $2.50. Lou Diamond Phillips, everyone, Gangland is the name of the movie, and then also the Tim Robinson's, we'll call the series on HBO Max, The Chair Company, and soon to be seen as Bake McBride.
Yes.
And Is It a Bomb?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Is it a bomb cake?
Is It a Bomb Cake? And then Is It a La Bomb Cake? And then also as Dutch Long Snapper.
It was Butch Long.
Butch Long.
In the Long Snapper.
In the Long Snapper. Yeah. Okay. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with news right after this.
Hello, and welcome to Pluto Phone. If you know the name of the movie you would like to see, just stream it for free on Pluto TV, where all your blockbuster favorites are landing all summer long. Catch Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Fantastic.
Men in Black, 1 through 3.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mean Girls.
Shut up.
Titanic.
I'm the king of the world.
And so much more. For showtimes, press nothing. They're free 24/7.
That is so fetch.
On Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.
Podcasting isn't just about talking. It's about growing, engaging, and monetizing. And that's where Podcast One Pro comes in. Whether you're an independent creator or a major brand, Podcast One Pro gives you the tools you need to take your podcast to the next level. We're talking about premium hosting, advanced analytics, dynamic ad integration, and expert distribution, all designed to maximize your reach and revenue. Plus, with access to Podcast One's industry-leading network, you'll be connected to top-tier advertisers and a massive audience. It's time to go pro and turn your passion into profit. Visit PodcastOnePro.com to get started today. Podcast One Pro, the power behind the podcast.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Ace Man, Joe, Huntington Beach. I loved the mashup you just did with the backup beepers and the traffic alerts and the pharmaceutical commercials when you're on your deathbed. You missed one. Ace Man, you're slipping. The leaf blower. Next time, have your guys add that in. Dawson, can you just add in the leaf blower? Because I know Dawson is who did that one. Love it. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
I think I should be offended.
Well, while Dawson is the mashup king, he was not here when that gem popped into my head. Or
Yeah. No,
maybe-
I was here, but you gratefully asked someone.
I farmed it
whose
out to
abilities
a lower
are
classman.
equal to that. Yes.
Yeah, I knew this wouldn't take much.
Yes.
But yeah, Do we have that mashup anywhere?
Well, what we did is I went to Nick and I said, who built this so majestically, I said, add a leaf blower to this. And so we got that for you right now.
All right.
We're looking at some of that normal traffic over here. This is I-91 northbound on exit 26. So you see a lot of slow-moving traffic out there. Yes, a lot of people back on the roads. Also some southbound traffic over here on I-95 southbound. This is
Now,
more drive.
I went ahead and put my expertise into this, and I made another one for you. This would be more appropriate on your deathbed.
We're looking at some of that normal traffic over here. This is I-91 northbound on exit 26. So you see a lot
Jim
of
Carolla playing
traffic.
taps.
Yes, a lot of people back on the roads. Also some
Now that's how you know I built that one.
southbound. This is that Longhorn Drive.
That's good. Now the leaf blower sounds like a weed whacker more than a leaf blower.
It does a little bit.
I don't know that that's a leaf blower.
Yeah.
Let me hear the leaf blower. Now we got to isolate the leaf blower. The leaf blower sounded weed whackery.
It does sound.
not
It sounds a little bit off.
That did not sound leaf blower-y. Oh, that's the actual interesting. We'll get it, Chuck. Let's see if we can figure it out. The weird thing about comedy is I always assemble everything in my head super clearly, to me.
Right.
And then I try to download that to whoever's executing it.
Sure.
And it often comes out different. Like the first version of this was the traffic report, but in the middle of the traffic report, she kind of slid into, it's getting cold out there, so you might want to put a sweater on because we're having, and I was like, that's a weather report. That's not, and then Nick went, oh, okay. But here's my whole point. I never know why we have to do that step, but that step shall be taken. Now, he was able to find the one traffic report that had a weather report in the middle of the traffic report.
Right.
All right, let's hear the leaf blower.
Sounds more like a leaf blower there. Sounds like an electric one, though, maybe. I think that one's plugged in.
You didn't say gas powered.
I think that
you
one's
did not
plugged
say
in.
gas powered. You just said leaf blower because you had a leaf blower in your head, but it wasn't that leaf blower. But that's where the rub is, Dawson.
Yep.
All right, put in the sound of a gas-powered leaf blower because that is the leaf blower we're all thinking of when we're trying to execute. Yeah, that's what a. You did not say gas powered.
I did not say gas powered.
You just said leaf blower, and so once again, Nick did not get us what we wanted because you had this in your head,
right?
And I have it in my head too.
Right, exactly, yes.
So I go, give me this, and then I get something else because I can't put what's in my head into their head. So give me Nick's the electric leaf blower.
It's definitely.
But by the way, listen, everyone, you. Yeah, that's not leaf blower.
Yeah.
Okay. You
That's
can
funny.
have some editorial rights, everyone. You can go, let me listen to another one, see if it's got a little more leaf blower in. I put in one more time. Put the second thing that comes up. Gas-powered leaf blower sound. Find another one. Let me just hear what another one sounds like. But yes,
Yeah, it should have a little more.
You did not say the word gasoline.
You're right, I didn't.
You just said leaf blower. Because you had it in your head of this is what I want.
But everyone knows what a leaf blower sounds like.
No, when I order... That's what you want.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's
all right.
all in
Well,
the
now
details.
you got to put gas-powered leaf blower, not electric leaf blower, which it doesn't help your joke. It hurts your joke.
Well, yeah.
All right. Now, listen.
Good production,
when I order a cheese omelet or an omelet with, mushroom and turkey and cheese and ham and cheese or whatever, and then it shows up and the cheese is melted on top of it and not in the omelet.
Yeah, you're being
I go,
robbed.
oh, I just said cheese omelet. I
Right.
didn't say don't fucking melt it on top of the omelet, put
Right.
it in the omelet because I was picturing something, but I just said cheese. I didn't say cheese melted inside of the omelet.
Right, and that means,
you
as
did
we all
not
know, it
say
means a slice of American right on top.
powered. You did not say,
Right.
no, they'll do cheddar, but they'll just melt it on top.
Yeah.
You did not say gasoline-powered leaf blower. You simply said leaf blower.
Now I know. That is
All right.
absolutely correct.
So now we'll have to whack that one up again because we did not execute the joke very well. But it's the same way we didn't with the weather report in the middle of the thing. But here's what I'm saying to everyone. If you're going to go literal with stuff, you can still listen to it and go, is this the best execution of this idea?
Absolutely. At least do a little bit of detective work and see what else is there.
Yeah.
Don't go with the first thing.
Yes, because the leaf blower sounds like a hairdryer.
Yeah.
All right. And we'll fix that. Nick will fix it, and then we'll get to me in my deathbed. Before we get to your news, I wanted to play this Jordan Peterson video that I thought was interesting, and I actually talked to Dr. Drew about it today.
Okay.
And I wanted to get your input on it, which is we're sliding into chick think everywhere, and it's messing everything up. But then you try to sort of account for dudes with chick think, and then how do you do it? And I'll just play Jordan Peterson talking here for a second. And so men are interested in things, and women are interested in people. And so then I was sort of
That's why boys play with trucks and action figures,
Yes.
or trucks,
Yeah.
and girls play with dolls and
Yeah.
have conversations and tea parties.
Yeah, they have tea parties. So men are interested in things and women are interested in people. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, I love cars, but it's not so much even cars. I like parts and rims and tires and weird stuff. And I think about it way more than anybody I claim to love would be happy with. I think I'm 7 weeks out of going to Laguna Seca and racing a car, and that's all I think about.
Sure.
That's all I think about is parts and prep and race car prep. And I realize, I love cars. I have cars. I have tools. And I build. But all I do is think about things. And I don't really think about people that much. I think about things. And then I realize I think I have a strong dude think brain. And I'm not really trying to compliment myself, because if I thought more about people and less about things, I would probably have better relationships.
Sure, I understand that.
Versus more cars. You see what I'm saying? But I think
What's
about
that worth?
But
Come on, think of the net worth of the cars and the people.
You're right. But I do think I would remember more birthdays, anniversaries, and things of that nature.
Sure.
Instead of thinking about literally walking around thinking about putting a 488 rear end in the back of the Datsun 510 versus the 433 that was in it last time I drove at Laguna Seca and wasn't getting into fifth gear at the end of the first straightaway. And I just walk around thinking about numbers and gears and pieces and tires. And then I started thinking about other guys and how I don't think Gavin Newsom thinks about things. I think he thinks about people. And I don't think Karen Bass thinks about things. I would be blown away if Karen Bass was into renovating properties or building cars or something like that. But then I started thinking about folks I know that are pretty far to the left. And I shared an office in the Man Show with Daniel and Jimmy. They don't like cars. They are both millionaires who lease a Volvo. I mean, they're literally. My whole thing was I got to get rich so I can get my hands on some cars.
Okay.
And I remember having a conversation with Jimmy once, a million years ago. He was just driving around in his 6-cylinder Mercedes that was like 10 years old. And it was like, used and stuff. And I just said, you're rich. You should get something cool. Get a fun car. Get a Ferrari or something. Let's. You're rich. Let's get something fun. And he looked at me and he was kind of confused. And he went, "This car's fine." And I went, "No, I know it's fine, but I mean, come on now. Let's get something cool. Get a Corvette, And he goes, "Why?" And I realized he's into people and experiences. Daniel wants people and travel and restaurants and experiences. They people. The two dudes I shared the Man Show with have no project cars, no extra cars, no hobby cars, there's no nothing. There's just people. Which again, it's not a dig at them. It may be better. I don't think it's.
I don't know any guys like that. I don't know a lot of rich people, but I do know that all of my friends, if they were rich tomorrow, the first thing they would do is go get the car they wanted when they were 16 years old.
Now, here's the problem, and here's what. And then Drew said, "I go, what's going on?" And I said, "Well, I think you can look. If you got a bunch of cars and a bunch of tools, it's dude think. And if you're not interested at all, it's probably chick think. Now, the thing about the people, not good for running cities. Cities is like infrastructure and potholes and building and stuff like that.
Keeping the reservoirs filled.
The people, the feelings people are a seat at the table, and everyone needs to be treated with dignity.
NGOs that solve homelessness.
Land acknowledgments. Land acknowledgement at the beginning of a speech does not mean jack shit to anyone who's into cars. That's a fucking waste of time. That is a huge waste of time. But then Drew said, maybe this explains something. Young boys don't want to get their driver's licenses anymore. Their testosterone down, sperm count down. Young boys are young chicks. They ain't into fucking and fighting and drag racing and shit that we used to be into. And I started noticed my nephews. I noticed my own son. I noticed with lots of other guys where I talk to about their kids, especially like I'd go, "Your son doesn't, how old's your son? He's 19. Has he got his license?" No. Like, what? But as people spend more time in front of screens and the testosterone goes down and the sperm count goes down and the microplastics come in and the sperm goes out, I think there's more chick think going on.
I think it has a lot. You're onto something, especially with the screen time, because when you could be looking at cars and driving on a screen, and that will satiate because of the screen, and then maybe you have no desire to actually go do it because you're viewing it.
I think in 50 years we'll all be chicks. I think we're turning into chicks. Chicks don't care about cars. And that's kind of where we're at. Now, my son likes cars, and he goes with me every year to Monterey, and he hangs out with Pops at the track all day, and then we go look at all the other cars at the lawn and everything. But he doesn't want a car. He's 20, and he hasn't asked for a car. And, he understands Dad could probably set him up with a car if he asked.
Absolutely.
And he hasn't asked.
Yeah, so he has zero interest in even driving.
He actually drove here from Oregon, which is fine. He's fine with it. It's just not part of the New World Order. And a lot of it is Uber and just Grubhub and just that world where you don't need to go park your car at the Bob's Big Boy and have Shirley bring out a tray with a burger on it.
Well, there's no necessity anymore to have a car.
I do realize that dudes are into things, and the thing things manifest themselves in the form of cars with dudes. And I've always been confused when I knew dudes who could get cars and didn't care for them at all. But I do realize those guys like people and experiences. But I'm now starting to think that's not good for governing. I want Rick Caruso, the commercial builder, in there, not the bitch who's going to Ghana to get in her ceremonial dress and dance.
Right.
You see, Rick Caruso would obsess over a reservoir that was cracked and dry, and would be miserable if he had to go to. If you told Rick Caruso, you got to go to Ghana, put on ceremonial garb, and dance around like a fucking retard for 3 days, and then come back, he'd be like, I'm fucking miserable.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing because I would be away from my shit.
Well, fast forward to now, our fire department had to borrow equipment from Texas. We don't even after the last fire,
Right.
We're more worried about blaming the lesbian firefighter, or our mayor is more worried about blaming the lesbian firefighter than actually solving the next problem with the things that we need for the infrastructure of this city.
All right. Do we have our mashup that has the non-electric motor in it? I'm only laughing because I've been doing this for 30 years and everyone has figured out a way to defeat me. Every time. I always get defeated by it, but it's always new and interesting and one I couldn't have thought of.
Right.
All right. Well, we'll get Nick to put that together and you'll do the news.
Armie Hammer made a comeback film. After 5 years after he was canceled, didn't work following allegations of abuse made by an ex-girlfriend. Remember in 2021, in a leaked text message, he said he was 100% a cannibal, and the girlfriend accused him of carving the letter A into her skin. So he disappeared.
Gotta
from the
believe
spotlight.
all women, Dawson.
Yeah,
that's what I've
absolutely.
learned. That's an important lesson I've learned over the last few years. Believe all women.
Everyone.
All the time.
Especially the men who claim to be women. We have to
gotta believe them
too.
the most. Yeah.
Yes. Well, he disappeared from the spotlight, quit social media, and moved to the Cayman Islands. Until now. He's got a comeback film that early reviews are calling it the worst movie of all time. Apparently, the reviews have been cataclysmically bad for Citizen Vigilante, and we got to watch this scene from Citizen Vigilante.
Well, here's the thing. In today's New World Order, you're going to need the Rotten Tomatoes score, but you got to put that up against the popcorn meter because you tell me the theme of a movie, and I'll tell you whether critics are going to love it or hate it before it comes out.
Well, we will see. I will show you
All
that.
right. This
after
is
we
the
watch
scene
this
that got
scene.
banned from Germany.
So the film has been banned, I guess, in a few countries, but yes, in Germany it was banned probably for this scene.
All right. Armie's holding a gun. I've been told by my friends at CNN that these people create less crime than people born here and pay more into
In
the
taxes.
system
Yes, they do.
despite not paying taxes. So that's what I've learned. So maybe that's where the flaw comes in with this movie.
It's directed by Uwe Boll, who I believe was a former guest of this show. Wasn't he here to promote Attack on Darfur? Does that ring a bell?
Uwe Boll. I'd have to look that one up. I don't know. You remember when he was here?
I remember him. I'm pretty sure he was on this show. But anyway, they're calling this movie a 90-minute call to violence for Europeans against migrants, disguised as a movie.
Yeah. Well, I do think that, Europe is sort of getting to the saturation level with folks coming in there and usurping their culture. So we'll see. There's was he in here? And by the way, that's the kind of thing you can verify before you come in the studio.
I probably could have.
That's doable.
If you just search the calendar for Yui Bowl, it should come up.
All right.
But
all right. Well, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, sorry, I should have double checked that.
Well, no, you should have single checked it.
I should have. Yes, you're right. I should have single checked it. I should have checked it once.
Yeah.
Has not been a guest on the. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that'll be next time check.
Okay.
All right, single check.
Yeah, I guess I should have.
All right.
Sounds
I had a
good.
guy come in. I had a guy who used to work for me tell me he's going to triple check something that he didn't check once.
That's true.
I thought, well, that makes it seem like he did something.
God,
except for
I
he didn't do
swear
anything.
we had the guy in here.
Well, that's why
Maybe
I
it
got
was
a single.
just-
That's why I got a single check.
It had to have been just a topic of discussion, maybe. I guess.
Well, I don't remember everyone who's been in here, but that name I don't remember.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, turn the page. What's the next story?
Huge brawl erupts on a Carnival cruise ship. Guests punch each other in the customs line. I guess
Yeah.
getting back into the United States.
It's kind of interesting. It's like getting in a fight at the weigh-in. You know what I mean? Like I get the cruise is for fighting, but off the ship, it's like a fight during the weigh-in or the after the press or after the fight. You
Right.
know what I mean? So that really means we're expanding now. It's not just brawling on the ship. We're brawling at port.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a nice young lady.
Now, it's unclear if this is after the cruise or before the cruise. I'm going to say it's after because it's in the customs line in the United States, I believe. So
It's the customs line in the United States.
see
All
this.
right. So the one lady has been eyeballing the other lady, and the ladies start fighting. Ladies are getting really weaponized these days. I don't know if you noticed. And then for those who aren't watching, these are folks of color, so I know a lot of you are surprised by that. Now, two women got each other by the weave.
they always go after the hair.
They go after the weave. And I sent a clever tweet out and said, if these young ladies, if they got a haircut that was a bob instead of a weave, they would not have to bob and weave. They just get a nice little Dorothy Hamill.
Right.
Nice little bob from back in the day.
Right.
Thank you, Chuck. And it's the weave that causes the bob and the weave.
Right.
You get the Dorothy Hamill. Listen, I don't know how you do this, but here's what I would do. Andrew, write this down. I'm going to study black women. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 100 random black women, and I'm going to bring them into my lab and provoke them.
Okay.
And I'm going to have them fight.
All right.
But I'm going to do a little test group. I'm going to have one group with a short bob haircut, and the other group with long, extended weave haircut.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be sitting there with Mills Lane. I'm not sure if he's still alive.
I'm not familiar.
Mills Lane is the most famous boxing referee of all time.
Okay.
He's the only boxing referee that anyone's name's ever known.
Okay.
And then I will sit there behind glass, by the way, studying with a clipboard, and I will chart who wins each fight with famous referee who died 11 years ago, Mills Lane.
Okay.
Or anyone from the UFC, right? Big John McCarthy from the UFC. He's deceased in 2022. All right.
We can get him
I'll
both.
get Big John McCarthy from the UFC and Dana White. And we will sit there. Actually, we'll make a TV show out of it. And we will see who wins each fight. I bet you the one with the bob wins 86% of the fights. And I'm not going to weigh them. And I'm not going to go by muscle mass. And I'm not going to factor in previous fight or cruise line experience. I'm just going to take 100 black chicks. I'm going to put them into two groups, 50 on one side, 50 randomly. Not going to go by height or weight. I give one the bob. I give the other the weave. And I think we have I think we have an 86% victory on the
I'd
bobs.
definitely be lopsided on the bob side.
Yes. And then with that in mind, I will get the word out to the black community, and including Michelle Obama, And I will say, you are setting a very bad example with your long, grabbable hair.
Right.
You don't understand that your constituency likes to duke it out on cruise ships and ports of call. And this is essentially like putting a handle on their head.
Right.
And if you'd like the sisters to win a few more fights, you would set an example by a shorter, less grabbable hairdo.
Now, what about this? What about the wig decoy? The weave decoy. So you got the short hair underneath.
Yeah, that's something.
That's a whole nother
That's something
level.
me and my team have been working on.
Right.
I call it the lizard's tail.
There you go.
It's a breakaway.
It's a breakaway.
Yes.
And then you can get a couple of shots in.
Earl Campbell, when he entered the league, had a tearaway jersey for a season.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They used to have tearaway jerseys. They outlawed them. But
Yeah.
they had tearaway jerseys. I will do the tearaway.
So he'd just be running in shoulder pads. It would completely tear away.
They'd pull it apart in pieces, and then they at some point to go to the sideline and get a new one. I will do tearaway extensions for ladies of color.
Okay.
That's the way to win a fight.
That's the way.
Because they go for the hair.
It's the element of
They
surprise,
pull
too.
it, they fall back, they get off balance, they get on their heels. Pow.
That's the way it's done.
I also have a breakaway extension press-on nail.
Okay.
Where they can lodge the nail into their opponent and then break it away.
Ooh.
So I got to, yeah, but no, it's not flesh. It's put on top of the nail. It's a breakaway.
Sure. We're talking about the
I got the tearaway extensions. I got the breakaway nails, and with that, you're ready to cruise, ladies.
We should get these in the duty-free shops in Mexico at the stop. You know, you stop in Cozumel.
Yeah, yeah.
You get the
Now you're
breakaway
thinking.
wig.
It's a tearaway wig.
Tearaway wig.
Yeah.
And the tearaway nails.
Mm-hmm. That's a breakaway nails tearaway wig. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Put them right there in the gift shop.
Right there. Right there.
Put them right.
You get 5 cartons of cigarettes and the breakaway wig.
Put them right next to Snoop Dogg's cotton candy flavored vodka.
Yes.
Because that's when the shit starts to go down. I'm not judging the culture. Don't.
Right.
I don't want anyone to
How
get. Don't
to.
get it twisted. I'm not judging the culture. I'm just saying once you've done enough cotton candy flavored vodka, you are going to need the tearaway wig and the breakaway nails.
Just call it the brawl package.
You're right. Put it
brawl
together.
for y'all. Yeah.
Put it together.
Yeah.
Dawson's right.
That works.
Oh, we have the audio mix now.
All right.
With the gas blower.
Right now, we're looking at some of that normal traffic over here. This is I-91 northbound on exit 2060. You see a lot of slow-moving traffic out there. Yes, a lot of people back on the road, or just southbound.
That is more like it.
Southbound. This is
Yeah. All right. Satisfaction.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Nick.
What's your last story?
A Democrat congressman smacked a reporter's camera out of his hands just after he asked why he supports or if he supports the Nazi tattoo guy Graham Plattner.
Yeah.
Let's watch this video.
Endorse Graham Plattner in Maine? Do you endorse Graham Plattner in Maine?
Who are you?
Is that Seth Moulton?
You gotta do a
Yeah.
better job at hanging on to your phone.
Do you endorse?
Isn't that kind of psychotic?
Is that Seth Moulton?
Yeah,
I mean,
it says Moulton, Democrat.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, these guys have put themselves in a shit position because they have a alcoholic, sort of misogynist, Nazi tattooed guy. So all these guys ever talk
serial
about,
cheater.
all these guys ever talk about is women and Nazis.
Right.
It's protecting and believing all women, and then everyone who disagrees with them is a Nazi. And then they get a guy who's got a Nazi tattoo and has apparently a rich history of abusing women. And then because none of them have any sort of spine or actual morals, and by the way, it's not, can I say this? to be fair to them, it's not like they give a fuck about Nazis or women. They just talk about Nazis and women all the time. They call everyone a Nazi, and then we have to believe all women. They don't try to protect any women, and they don't go after real Nazis. But the point is they talk about it enough, and then one of their own has a Nazi tattoo and possibly abuses women, and then they get asked the question, and of course they get agitated because that's
your
what
response.
happened.
I mean, but look at his eyes. Let's watch this again. Look at the crazy eyes on this guy. This guy is a congressman, and look at the hate.
Who are you? Who are you asking this question? You got to do a better job at hanging on to your phone.
Do you endorse?
Wow.
I have no idea what is written on my screen. You know what my screen says?
What?
Danny Zuko level shirt button information. This guy looks like Ted Cruz drank Nutty Professor Cool Guy potion. I don't know it. I appreciate
Formation, not information. I don't know where.
Formation.
Yes.
Sorry, formation.
It's a deep V cut.
Danny Zuko level shirt button formation.
Yes, Danny Zuko from Greece.
Okay. This guy looks like Ted Cruz drank the Nutty Professor Cool Guy potion. These are good thoughts, Andrew, but it's a little hard to digest when I'm in the middle of a conversation, you know?
He's a scary
But
looking guy.
I like how specific they are, and I do enjoy your specificity, even if it goes over the audience's head oftentimes.
Why can't they just say... We
and
don't
his shirt
support
isn't
the Nazi.
buttoned all the way up, but it's not quite down to the navel. But yeah, they're in a weird position where they're now having to defend Nazis and socialists and maybe socialists and beyond.
Yeah, you know, that's what
And-
Huey
and-
Boll
oh.
looked like when he came in on the Carolla show. Huey Boll was
Huey
dressed
Boll.
like that.
Thanks for triple checking. All right, so they have to protect people that have Nazi tattoos and then others that hate Jews. The thing that's funny, it's all the bitches without the Nazi tattoos that hate the Jews the most. The guy with the Nazi tattoo doesn't appear to hate Jews as much as the bitches with no Nazi tattoos who love Mandani. Those are the ones with zero tattoos that hate the Jews.
Yep.
Interesting. All right. Thursday, July 9th, Las Vegas over at Kimmel's Club. And then Friday, then Saturday over at Kimmel's Club. You can go down pro.com for all the live shows. Huntington Beach, by the way, Sea Legs at the beach. That'll be Saturday, July 25th. That's a fun place to go to.
That's a great venue.
All right. So, until next time, for Lou Diamond Phillips and Dawson, this is Ace saying mahalo.